Can someone put the agenda in the chat? Thank you. For us all. If I know how to do it, I'd do it. But I don't know how to do it.
Dr. Ella, the sergeant at arms. Yeah.
Okay. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Welcome to the 328th meeting of Horizon Toastmaster Club number 01097255, Area 31, Division F, District 79. I am Toastmaster Ala Hamiduddin, the Sergeant of the Arms of the club. The mission of a Toastmasters Club is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Before we proceed, may I remind everyone to please mute your cell phones or set them on silent mode and ensure that you avoid any unnecessary noises while the meeting is in progress. Please remain muted when speakers are speaking to avoid unnecessary distractions. Now, please welcome our presiding officer, DTM Feta and Enail. Virtual stage is yours.
All right. Thank you so much. And I would like to thank everyone who has attended the meeting today. And I love the theme of the day. I'm not going to talk about it because it's Toastmaster of the day and that's his responsibility. The only business thing which I have, which is the screen I'm going to share right now, is to remind everybody that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I think so far, who have renewed their membership. And as you can see, the rest are in the red area, and it's about time to move on to the green area. And you have all the information there, including the treasurer IBAN. So, having said that, and reminding everybody when the meeting is over to rush to their phones and ping and start, $45 and moving on, and then suddenly the treasurer will have a headache and say, oh my God, I've got so much money, I don't know what to do with it, except that he has to pay it to TMI, non-profit organization. Anyway, so anyway, that's a laugh. Okay, so having said that, without any further ado, because it's the only business that I have, and I don't like to speak too much because it's the captain is here. I'm not the captain today, but only one thing I would like to say, and that is, I've been really so bogged in meetings and business meetings. My contribution was not so much so far as a president, but I'm so lucky to have two immediate past president and a past president, Hassan and Ricky, who are really doing a great job. And thank you so much. And that's why, a leader is strong because of his team. And I'm so lucky to have them, and particularly Hassan. So the immediate past president, thank you so much. And now I'll move on to let the captain of the ship, none other than Toastmaster Muhammad Hassan, to take this meeting to safety. And yes, Hassan, go ahead.
We have minutes of meeting of the last.
Of course. That is before first I introduce you, then I will ask you what is the timer which I have nowadays, okay, to read the minutes of the meeting. Now, some clubs, what they do, actually, they share them by email and they share them by WhatsApp so people can read them. But of course, we'll follow the tradition. And may I ask the secretary to please read the minutes of the meeting as the immediate past president said. Go ahead.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. It's my pleasure to read the minutes. Very warm welcome and good evening to fellow Toastmasters. This is the minutes from our last meeting. So, Presiding Officer DTM Feta warmly welcomed the guests and conducted the business session of the meeting. Toastmasters of the Day, DTM Feta brilliantly steered the meeting, introducing the theme of the day, Life is a Gift. So let's celebrate, and called on meeting role players for their introduction. There were 3 prepared speeches, followed by table topic session by Toastmaster Umar Farouk, which were given to guests and members. Evaluation session of the meeting was marvelously done by DTM Nazir. And total people in attendance were 22, of which 13 were members and 9 guests. Meeting was adjourned at 9:20 p.m. Over to you, Toastmaster presiding officer.
Thank you so much. That was wonderful, well done. And as you said, in the last meeting, I selected the theme, life is a gift. Now, if life is a gift, what do you do with it? Take it to the path which takes you to success. And that's why the Toastmaster of the day selected today the theme, success is a choice. So that life, which is a gift, make it successful. So, ladies and gentlemen, give a great welcome to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Muhammad Hassan.
Thank you, DTM Fatah and IL, for the humbling introduction a while ago. It's such an honor for me to be piloting this meeting in presence of exuberant and affluent members and guests. As Toastmaster of the day, I would like to shed some light on the theme of the day, which is success is a choice. Success is a choice, isn't it? You know how some people define success? It goes something like this. A successful man is one who makes more money than his wife can spend. A successful woman is one who can find such a man. Do you define success like this? Well, there are several books on this topic, and it is honestly a very simple strategy. Building yourself for success by adopting various different habits. The main culprit is our habits that we practice day in and day out. If we somehow moderate ourselves with few of the habits of highly effective people, we can be successful as well. What those habits could be? As we know that the elevators to success is out of order. You will have to use the stairs, one step at a time. Since people are familiar with the 7 habits of highly effective people given by Stephen R. Covey, but let me paint a slightly different picture than those. And if we try to inculcate those few habits, we can see the real change in ourselves. The first and foremost habit would be to get into deep work. What does that mean? You know, your focus is a currency. How you spend it is your biggest investment. Block off a few hours so that you can concentrate on whatever you are doing. Focus on one thing and remove any distractions. With this habit, you can get ahead of 90% of people. Moreover, the second most important is optimize your time. Your time is your most powerful asset. You can create systems to optimize your time or save it. For example, if you are in a position, you can delegate tasks. Or if you are doing some work which can be easily done by a software or any logical code or something, then develop those skills so that you can utilize that time more effectively. You need to work smart rather than work hard. We have heard that behind every successful person, there is a deactivated Facebook account. The third habit could be, we have to look at things diagnostically. Instead of focusing on the negative, ask yourself, what am I in control of? What can I do better? How can I improve things? A problem-solving mindset will help you move past roadblocks much easier. The fourth habit is be resourceful. You know, ignorance is a choice in this internet age. Do you need an answer? Google it. Do you get a question? Send a direct message to that person who can help you out. Don't know how to do something? YouTube it. The solutions to your problem are at your fingertips. The fifth is create a high value network. Evolution designed humans to get along with each other for survival, which means you will adopt the traits, habits, and mindsets of those around you. Reduce time with people who hold you back. Increase time with those who can pull you forward. Number 6 is, and this is very important in my point of view, take care of yourself. Hustle culture told us the path to success involved all work and no rest. But that's the path to burnout, mediocrity, and regret. Take care of your body with exercise. Take care of your mind with sleep. Take care of your spirit with meditation. And the last habit, which is also very effective, is read quality content or books. You get a decades of knowledge condensed in a few hours of reading. The time, money, and mistakes you save yourselves are well worth the investment. Make it a daily habit and you will get yearly returns. So if you don't want to be average and if you want to be a successful person, let me repeat, get into deep work, focus, optimize your time, be smart, look at things diagnostically, be resourceful, create a high value network, take care of yourself, and read quality content and books. Always remember, the road to success is always under construction. Keep on building and choose success. Fellow Toastmasters, as your Toastmaster of the day, I will also guide you through the entire agenda. This meeting is divided into two main parts, the business session and the educational session. Business session has just been concluded. The educational session consists of 3 segments: the prepared speech, better speaking session, the table topics, better thinking session, and the evaluation session, better listening session. The table topics, okay, this meeting will be conducted with affluent co-pilots. Let me introduce them one by one and they will define their roles. But we will have some small riddles for role players to crack. So I will have them explain as we move along. As our first co-pilot, which is grammarian, grammar is one of the main concerns of every speaker, considering that English is not our primary language. Being a grammarian demands a keen sense of listening skills and evaluation skills. To take on such an important task, we have with us an individual who is an enthusiastic Toastmaster, a strategic business development professional who will be our grammarian tonight. Please give him a warm round of applause. Toastmaster Umair Maksud. Toastmaster Umair Maksud, are you there? Toastmaster Umair.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, hello.
Yes, Toastmaster, before going on explaining your role, would you like to have a riddle that you can crack, or you would just like to explain your role?
Well, at the moment, I am standing outside the hospital, so I'll take the riddle part maybe later on.
Sure.
So I'll just proceed with my role explanation.
Sure.
Toastmasters and guests, very warm welcome from my side. As a grammarian, it's my responsibility to pay close attention to the speakers, listening carefully to their language usage, and I'll take note of any misuses of the English language, as well as any outstanding words, quotes, or sayings or thoughts. As grammarian, it's also my duty to introduce word of the day, and the word of the day which I chose was basically I took a printout because I had to travel to the hospital on an urgent basis. So the word of the day is affluent, and is basically, it's an adjective, and the meaning is having a great deal of money or flowing freely. Synonyms are wealthy, rich, prosperous, opulent, and antonyms are lacking, poor, and suffering. Examples are the program showed the sort of affluent lifestyle most of us can only aspire to. And the second example would be we live in an affluent society. So back to you, Toastmaster of the day. Thanks.
Thank you, Toastmaster Omer Ahmed. We hope that everything is okay at your end. Moving on to our second co-pilot, who is our R counter. She is one of the newest member of our club and has a great all-round personality. She is none other than Toastmaster Ala Hamiduddin. Toastmaster Ala Hamiduddin.
Yes, I'm here.
Yes. Would you like to have a riddle to crack, or you just want to explain your role?
My role of the R counter is to note any overused words or filler sounds used as a crunch by anyone who speaks during the meeting. Words may be inappropriate, such as and, well, but, so, and, you know. Sounds may be or
You are.
That's all.
Thank you, Dr. Ala, for explaining your role wonderfully. Moving on to our next co-pilot, there is someone here silently observing our every word, our every move. He is the eyes and ears of tonight's proceedings. Fellow Toastmasters and friends, let us all give it up for our general evaluator, who is one of the inspiring figures of District 79. Having served the district on many positions, and he is a past district director, he is a true leader in every sense and a great product of the Toastmasters. I've seen him raising and supporting all the right causes. He's none other than DTM Samir Kamal. DTM Samir Kamal, virtual stage is yours. But before proceeding to your explanation of the role, would you like to take on a riddle?
I can pass my riddle to Lada.
Okay, perfect. I think Lada will be answering everyone's riddle.
I will take everyone's riddle and more.
Okay. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Hassan. Thank you for the introduction. Fellow Toastmasters, good evening. I'm Samir Kamal. I'll be your general evaluator for this session. And as you know, we have 3 sub-sessions in the evaluation segment. First of all, evaluating the prepared speakers. Second, evaluating the meeting leaders or the meeting leaders' reports. And the third is my evaluation in general for the meeting. The team that was introduced and also will continue introducing them, they are the wonderful team who will be leading the evaluation through their different roles, plus that we have experienced evaluators who will help us and help the speakers in knowing where we can improve our future speeches. And they will be introduced at that time of the evaluation segment. By that, I return the control to our Toastmaster of the day.
That was such an exuberant presentation of your role. Thank you, DTM Samir Kamal. Moving on to our next co-pilot, timer and vote counter. We know that time is the essence in everything we do, and it is one resource that we wish we could have more of. Tonight, someone is given the special task of being the timer and also the vote counter. She is an electrical engineer and a hobbies artist with passion for both science and art. She is also the president of Garagina Toastmasters Club in Riyadh. Let's put all our hands together once again for the timer of tonight, Toastmaster Miznan Behri. Toastmaster Miznan Behri, virtual stage is yours.
Thank you so much, our Toastmaster of the evening, fellow Toastmasters and your guests. Very good evening. Today, I will serve as your timer and also as your vote counter. To explain the timer role, I will be responsible for monitoring the time of every speaker. So for each of our segments, the prepared speeches. The evaluators will advise on the allotted time. However, it is 5 to 7 minutes. And for the table topics, it's from 1 to 2 minutes. As for the evaluation, the time allotted is 2 to 3 minutes. So you basically have to speak until you see the green signal. And that is 5 minutes for the prepared speakers, 1 minute for the table topics, and 2 minutes for evaluators. Then halfway throughout your speech, you'll see the yellow color. And when you see the red color, you have 30 seconds to wrap up your speech. After the 30 seconds, you will be disqualified for voting. And that is my second rule tonight. As your vote counter, I will be taking the voting from all of our attendees tonight. I will be asking you kindly after every segment to just message me directly the person that you think is best to win. And towards the end of the meeting, I will report with the winning speakers along with my timers report. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Miznan Behri. Moving on to our next co-pilot. How about something to lighten and brighten our night? Let us make our evening more jovial and exciting. To give us some more exercise, to give us some exercise for our facial muscles, let us call on one of the newly minted distinguished Toastmaster, a star of Horizon Toastmasters Club, celebrated everywhere, all over the world. She is none other than our rising star, DTM Eliza Juliana. Virtual stage is yours. By the way, before going on, would you like to take up a riddle?
Yes, she would. She would.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do it.
I will answer for me.
Okay, the question is, it belongs to you, but your friends use it more. What it is?
My name.
That was rather easy.
What did she say? I didn't understand. What?
That was quick.
But what was the answer? I didn't hear it.
I never use my name. You all call me Eliza.
Oh,
I
name. Oh, wow.
Smart girl. Smart
Woo!
girl.
Yeah, okay.
She takes all the riddles from now on. That was great. How did you do that, Eliza? That was pretty cool.
It was my mom's riddle.
Oh, that was your mom's riddle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
that's
how
great.
sweet.
I was not expecting the answer this soon anyways.
Nice.
Okay. Carry on, please, Eliza. Virtual stage is yours.
Okay, great evening to everyone. All my family in Hobart, especially. And also in India, US, and I don't know, wherever. And also in Indonesia, I think. So for today, I will be your fun master. I'm not preparing anything, but I just want to share something about the thing that just happened with me a few days ago. All of you know that I'm still single, available, but it's very hard to find someone. But people forget about one thing about me. If I want something, I can get it easily. Because why? I have a lot of bank near my side. Just say like if I need words of something, grammarian or something, I just need to go to my word bank. Go to Sangeeta Bhattacharya. She will help me with all the words. If I need to have motivate myself or I need someone to inspire me, I'll just go to my another bank. My another bank will be Toastmaster Ardi. Oh, sorry, TTM, yeah. Why? Every time he have a lot of the motivation word bank. But if I need to get a lot of food, if I'm hungry, where I should go? I think all of you know who I need to go to. Any guess? My next door. Sir Chef. Even he only share in a virtual. So in my life, actually, I have everything that I need. And when people ask me what you need in life, well, there is a time that actually I'm very, very lonely and I feel like I need to have someone in my life. But then another 1 hour, I feel I need a freedom. And having a freedom, it's much more better than rather wake up and you need to prepare this, prepare that. Then I just tell to myself, I already have my bank, I have love, I have everything in my life. And to get someone to give me lock and I cannot do anything, it's totally useless. So I enjoy my freedom. That's what people say. I know that a few people is complaining about, hey, lucky that you are still can go for Toastmaster until midnight when I cannot because my wife is waiting for me on the bed and my husband is like this. I need to cook. For me, my life is just easy. Just same like Lada. I can fly anywhere I want. So there is a silver lining in my life for now and I'm enjoying it. So this is the fun time of my life. So I appreciate it. And you know, in just 2 years, I can get 2 DTMs. Because why? Because I have a freedom. So, long hail freedom.
Thank you. Thank you so much, DTM Eliza Juliana, for giving us a facial exercise. And you had to bring down Lada with you. That's amazing. Anyways, moving on to our next session. The presentation of our role players is now over. And I'm sure you all are ready to hear our amazing prepared speech speakers. We are really hopeful for a wonderful prepared speech session with 2 amazing speakers. Time to have more fun with these amazing speakers. Are you all ready? Perfect. Let's start. Our first speaker is a champion humorous speaker and an active community volunteer, a food lover, a traveler, and a vlogger. He will be delivering his speech on evaluation and feedback under the Pathway Leadership Development, Level 2. But before we hear him speak, let us first listen to the objectives of his speech to be given by his evaluator, Toastmaster Lada Lizniak. Toastmaster Lada Lizniak.
Hello, hello, my fellow Toast gods and goddesses. So I, yes, have the honor of being Ricky's evaluator. Oh, right. Give me a riddle.
Yeah.
A riddle first. I get everyone's riddle. I get 3 riddles, right? Because 3 people don't want it.
No, I think 1 riddle is enough.
Yes.
Okay. Your riddle is, what's the capital of France?
Paris.
That's
Gay
right.
Paris. Très gay Paris. Très joli.
What if I say that you're wrong?
Then go for it. You just did.
By the way, you're right. The letter F, it's the only capital letter in France. I don't know.
He got me. Wait, how come other people know this? Why? Everyone else is answering in the chat. What's up with that? Oh, geez. Okay. Anyway.
Okay. The next one. Okay.
Give me another one. Real quick.
What 2 things can you never eat for breakfast?
What 2 things
you can never eat?
Why do people seem like they know? What 2 things? Your hands. I don't know. 2 things you can't eat for breakfast?
Yes, 2 things.
Oh, lunch and dinner.
Yes. I think, yes, you're right. I think you're
who got that? Wait a second. Am I the only one that didn't get that for a while? Put your hands up. Who didn't get it? Oh, good. I'm not the only one. All right. Thank God.
Go ahead and explain the speech.
Oh, yes. Okay. The more important things. Yes, Ricky's speech. He's giving us a speech on any topic, and he's going to do it once, and we're going to give him feedback, and then he's going to do it again. And I asked him anything specific. He never said anything. So I guess for anything, right? Look for everything and anything. Okay. Yes. All right. And do I get to introduce her, or are you going to introduce me?
No, I'll do that. Thank you.
Okay. Soar with, I love the title, Mighty Eagle. Soar away, Ricky, soar away.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Lada. To deliver his Pathways Leadership Development Level 2 Evaluation and Feedback Speech 1, here is Toastmaster Ricky Chwidian with his speech title, The Mighty Eagles. The Mighty Eagles, Toastmaster Ricky Chwidian. Virtual stage is yours.
Merci beaucoup, Toastmaster Hassan. Bienvenue à Paris. Je m'appelle Ricky Chwidian. I would like to request for the timer to be pinned, please. I cannot see the timer before I start my speech. Merci. So there's an old saying that birds of the same feather flock together. Eagles do not mix with other birds. You find them one at a time while they enjoy flying at their high altitudes. This is one of the characteristics of the eagles that make them unique birds. To our affluent Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and my dear friends, have you ever seen an eagle mingling with chickens? They don't. They have never gotten wet through the storm because they use the current of the storm in order for them to soar higher and fly above it. Same as people trying to face the obstacles and challenges in their lives. So we can compare ourselves with the eagles then. Well, being an active community leader, volunteer, and advocate, I can say that I am very active into joining different organizations, especially here in the Eastern province of Saudi Arabia. More or less, I have about 10 different organizations. And recently, I have discovered that my favorite bird is the eagle. Because I realized that I am part of two of the most distinguished organizations here made up of mighty eagles. The first one is the Fraternal Order of Eagles. This is a Philippine-born fraternal organization named after the Philippine eagle, wherein the main advocacy is socio-civic activities. We try to help people who are in need and foster strong brotherhood while in the process. Through this organization, I realized how blessed I am. I always look up to and look into all of the activities that are planned in order for us to extend a helping hand to those who are in need. And the second organization is the Overseas Filipino Workers, Mighty Eagles. Celebrated their 5th anniversary just last week. I had the privilege of being part of this social-civic organization, wherein they also try to help our fellow kababayans or fellow Filipinos here who are in need. And more often than not, as I've mentioned earlier, I always feel blessed being able to help not only the fellow men here in the Eastern province of Saudi Arabia, but also those who are far away in our motherland, the Philippines. Last week, we conducted the Dinner for a Cause project, wherein we tried to raise funds in order to help certain beneficiaries. The Mighty Eagles, we call them, try to work hand in hand in order for us to raise certain amounts to help a school in the Philippines and to help the other members who are distressed and are in need. We might be thinking, as an ordinary and simple person, what can we do to help? It is not that difficult, my dear friends. We can be like an eagle. Take the initiative. Be the leader that we are. There is something here deep within ourselves that says that we are a leader. We are an eagle. We have this sharp and clear vision that we would like to help. We have the strength to face all of these challenges like an eagle. And like the mighty eagle, we all have this ability to love, to care, and to nurture. We are an eagle. We are mighty eagles. I am an eagle. Let me spread my wings across this wondrous land and stand for all the good things, for strength, for hope, and integrity. Let our hearts be proud and free. Take my hand, come with me. If you want to fly high and be successful in your life, be like an eagle. I am an eagle. And this is why I would like to invite all of you to take the lead, to be the head, to be the leader, to promote the advocacies of helping others. Spread your wings and fly, because we are the mighty eagles. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Ricky, for that amazing speech. Honestly, I really loved that part in which you were having this analogy between eagles and humans. Honestly, inspiring speech. Thanks a lot. A huge round of applause to Toastmaster Ricky Chvidian. Okay, let's move on. Excuse me. Timer, can you please ensure your screen? Okay, let's move on to our next speaker.
Apologies.
Sorry?
Sorry for the interruption. Was my screen shared when, or wasn't it spotlighted?
Your screen, yeah, we could see your screen shared, yes.
Yes, okay, great.
Thank you. Our next speaker hails from Andaman Islands, India. He will be delivering his speech on managing difficult audience under the pathway presentation, Mastery Level 4. And to give the objectives of his speech, let us all hear it from his evaluator, one of the most experienced leader in District 79, DTM Fatah Inaya.
Can you stop sharing the screen, please? I cannot see anything except, that's better. Okay, thank you very much, Toastmasters of the day. In my journey as a leader, I have learned the best defense is the attack. So I'm going to attack you, and here's the riddle. Give me the answer. All right? What goes on 4 legs in the morning, on 2 legs in the afternoon, and on 3 legs in the evening?
Go again.
Humans.
Huh?
People.
Okay, well, can you be more
Baby.
Man who can crawl on his 4 legs, an infant, and as an adult he walks on 2 legs, and while he walks, when he becomes old. All right, let's go. All right, so this, I don't want to get the riddles. I give riddles. That's what I do.
Okay.
The best defense is the attack. Now, today, ladies and gentlemen.
Google, what is the
answer? Sorry?
It's a human, right? A man.
It's a baby who crawls on 4, an adult he walks on 2, and an old man he walks on a stick. Right?
Okay.
Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Toastmaster Abu Bakr Siddiq, please listen to him carefully. Okay, he's going to deliver a speech today from Pathway Presentation Mastery, Level 4, Managing Difficult Audience. You have the chance to be difficult audience today. All right, and the purpose of this project is for the member to practice the skills needed to address audience challenges when he or she, or in this case he, presents outside of the Toastmasters Club. But he's lucky he's among his friends. But nonetheless, you have to actually interrupt him. The member will deliver a 5 to 7 minute speech on any topic and practice responding to the audience member disruption. He's got, I think, 10 to 15 minutes if I'm not wrong. So, meaning timer, you actually show yellow at 13, green at 13, yellow at 14, and red at 15. All right? And the title of the speech is Role of Metal in Our Life. Role of Metal in Our Life. Toastmaster Abu Bakr Siddiq, the stage is yours, and God help you with the interruptions.
Abu!
How many of you has seen the Burj Al Khalifa, the tallest building in the world? And do you know somebody else is competing against that in Saudi? We are at the golden era of civilization.
Excuse me, Sir Abu Bakr, you're talking about metal in our body. What's got Burj Al Khalifa to do with metal in our body? Can you please explain?
Fine.
I'll come to that. Let me share the complete agenda. I will go by topic, each topic, and I will answer the role of metal in our body. So as of now, let me
Lara,
continue
please switch
the
off
role of-
your... Lara, please be on mute.
So mute me. We all should be on mute. Wait, let's Abu talk. Go ahead. Go. Talk.
All
Everyone
of you
quiet.
can, and in the chat, you can see the topics I will go through one by one. And I would really appreciate if you could wait for your topics, and
It's
the
like
question
a
and
science
answer
class.
is at the end. So I was talking about Burj Al Khalifa. Thank you for reminding me. We are at the very golden era of human civilization. So we have achieved many things during the last 100 and 200 years. But if you go back on time, there was a time when we used to live in a cave. And the greatest invention during that time was fire, But that time we did not know the application of fire. We just used it to keep us warm or fend off any dangerous animals. Then time went by, we discovered some tools using stones and sticks and bones. And that was a revolution in human history. We started hunting bigger animals. We could keep ourselves, safe from predators. But for a very, very long time, it is called the Stone Age. And during Stone Age, for a very long time, we did not progress as much. We did a lot of new feat, like we built pyramids and so many stuff. But as a civilization, we did not progress. We were sticking around in very peculiar, particular places, like alongside a river or dense vegetation and so on. Then came the era of metals. In the beginning, it was called the Bronze Age.
Wait, how did they discover metals? How did they discover them in the first place?
Yeah, it's a good question. Actually, we started discovering metal when we started making bricks. When we found out few applications of fire, they found out the clay buildings were very soft, and during rain it falls down. So by treating the clay, it becomes very solid and it's more durable. And during the process, accidentally, they first discovered copper. That's the reason it's called the Bronze Age. And during the Bronze Age, we did not know what is the use of copper. It was shiny, it was nice. So when they were heating the clay, they found out there is something coming out, melted. And when it cools down, it becomes cool. It becomes very shiny. So during Bronze Age, we did not do much with metals. We just use it for some utensils or mainly for jewelry. So copper was...
Wait, I didn't understand you. For what?
It's not copper age.
For jewelry.
Jewelry! Who's got copper jewelry here? I don't have copper jewelry.
That was the time we considered... That was the time we
gold. Sangeeta, you want gold? Who wants gold jewelry?
I believe we still use copper as a jewelry in many parts of the world.
I think it's good for your health, I think, right?
Yeah, one who cannot afford gold, he can definitely go copper.
I think we are using copper
closely.
99.9% copper wires.
Yes, it looks like gold. Yeah.
I mean fake. So men give women fake rings.
Copper with diamonds.
Exactly. But nowadays, in this era, we know the true potential of copper. It is actually, in my humble opinion, is more valuable than gold. Gold is just for show. But without copper, in the coming days, where everything is dependent on electricity, we are running out of copper actually. So it will become more valuable.
What does copper have to do with electricity?
It is the best conductor of electricity among all the metals.
Didn't know
especially the pure copper, 99.99%.
It's gold. So how come people don't have copper teeth? They only have gold teeth.
Well, the copper reacts very badly with the acidic stuff, and it makes oxides, which is very bad for the health.
I'll be quiet.
Yeah. But as we progressed in this metal age, we discovered something very unique, and that will change the whole history of humanity. We discovered iron, and from the very beginning, we put the iron to not the right use. We used to make weapons out of irons. We fought many wars during that era. If you look at the era of the Crusades or the Romans or anybody, they used iron mainly for war. But then slowly we discovered many other different kinds of metal like aluminum, titanium, cobalt. There are so many. But you might be wondering, is
it safe to say that all the inventions have been made during wars? Majority of inventions?
Yes. During war, we figured out which metal is more durable. I will show you an example. It's a good question. See, this is a stainless steel. Okay. And this is also a stainless steel in my key, but both have a very crucial difference. The stainless steel in this has less carbon than this. This is called a 304 grade stainless steel.
Wait, I can't. What do you have in your hand? I don't see it.
This is my key.
Oh, your keys. What kind of car do you have?
It's a Hyundai Creta. What car do you have, Lara?
I have an old Volvo and a BMW, and they're both old, but I love them.
Have you seen the old Volvos? How durable it is?
Yes.
Yeah. If your Volvo hits my Creta,
mine's so old that I don't even have to get insurance for it.
Yeah.
It's that old. Go ahead.
That's how we advanced in material science. If your Volvo hits my Creta, brand new Creta, it might go through my car. Because in past, like 20 years before, the cars was made with iron, very heavy iron. And now the cars are made with aluminum.
Mine's made of iron? Mine is made of iron?
So only the chassis is made of iron for new cars, and the whole body is made up of light materials.
But I'm saying my Volvo's iron.
Yeah, mostly.
Woo!
That's why it's heavier and sturdier. So I will explain to you at the end of the presentation how the metal differs in the properties only by changing few things in the composition. Okay. So my next topic is how do you see and say something is metal? How do you classify a metal? In general terms, if I don't have to go
Iron Man. I know metal only Iron Man.
Iron Man.
Also Superman. Yeah.
Iron Man does not
should be a good conductor.
Yes. It is, as you see in the room temperature, it is solid, it is opaque, it is shiny, it's lustrous. And if you polish it more...
Iron Man is handsome and cute.
But Iron Man does not use his iron suit. He uses the wrong name. He uses a material...
No, he does. He uses an iron suit.
So,
that's why he become Iron Man. Seriously.
beside Iron Man, I will tell you much more applications of metals. If you can be patient, please.
Do you have metal on your body?
Yes, we do. That is my last topic in my presentation. I will come back to that. Thank you. So you might be wondering, how does all this metal comes? Like we have copper, tin, cobalt, so many other metals, and each have different applications. Basically, metal comes from the earth. We all know that. But there is only so much metal available on earth, especially the other elements like copper or aluminum or titanium. So the way we make metal is you have to think about making a gravy. Yes, listen carefully. This could be the simplest explanation. You take the earth, you take the ore from the earth, which is iron ore or titanium ore. You melt it in a furnace using heat. It could be an electrical heat or just a furnace or old furnace.
Sangeeta, I've shared a direct message to you. Kindly have a look at it.
Quiet, I want to hear this one. Quiet. Shush.
So please check your direct message.
Yes, Hassan, you were sharing something with people?
Oh, sorry.
Okay,
was
sir.
it loud? Sorry.
Yeah, I didn't get it, Hassan.
Yeah.
I didn't.
I thought Hassan had something interesting to share to the.
By the way, I'm fascinated by the topic. Please continue.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, okay, Hassan, I'll talk to you later.
So, when you melt a metal,
Can you respect the speaker when Abu is talking? Then you don't interview.
Thank you, Eliza. So when you melt a metal, it has a certain composition. Like in the gravy, you have sweetness, sourness, spiciness, and so many other things. And in the metal, it has a composition of different elements like copper, sulfur, phosphorus, molybdenum, cadmium, so many things. Now, each element present in the metal, it defines the character of the metal. Like being patient and listening to the presentation is a characteristic very few people have. Anyways, this metal.
Hey, Umer, if I'm not mistaken, phosphorus is also calcium, right?
Phosphorus is a metal. Yes, it is one of the exceptions, if you know.
Phosphorus? No, is it for the bone?
Eliza, listen to the
Phosphorus for the
information.
Eliza.
You'll learn more.
Yes.
Oh, what?
Have patience.
For the
Just coming to it.
Abu, can you please repeat? Can you
Yes.
please repeat? I didn't understand a single word, please.
Actually,
I know too much of disturbance. Eliza, please concentrate.
We are not having a metallurgy class. I'm really sorry.
My time is up.
Tell something about Andaman, please.
Tell me something about yourself.
Umer, listen
Actually,
to that. I want to know about the
sharing,
metals.
Ricky was sharing something very important for phosphorus. I found it very interesting. Ricky, can you please continue?
Well, I thought that phosphorus is not calcium. I mean, these are two different elements in the periodic table.
Exactly.
So Ca calcium, P phosphorus. Phosphorus is that substance or metal that is used for the making of matchsticks, I believe.
See, phosphorus, sodium are also metals, but there is an exception. It is required by your muscles, all your muscles in the body to function properly. There is a contraction and constriction in the muscle. Without phosphorus, zinc, and magnesium, we wouldn't function properly. And
So
phosphorus
for
is
muscle control.
Abu, this is getting so boring, man. Please tell us something else.
Like what he's talking about.
I like it. I really
Let me tell
interested
you
to know more
something,
about it.
Tell me much more interesting.
Phosphorus for muscle control.
Yes, I'll get to that, Ricky. I'm getting to that. If you take a handful of soil and you take some a sample from your body, like take an example of blood. Both the composition of both the metal or the soil and your blood is almost similar. Let me tell you why. The major composition of blood is iron. And if you see soil, any soil that is red in color, it has the major composition is iron. And same like in our body, we have a lot of trace minerals. When I say trace, it is in very, very low quantity. Ricky, you have to listen to this. It's important.
That's why some people's blood are dirty.
Yeah.
There's soil.
Actually,
I never know about that.
Do you know that you can eat the soil and
No.
get away with it?
That's when I can eat blood.
Yes.
You can eat soil?
You can eat soil.
Yeah, and you can drink
or
the
you can
blood
take
also like that.
some of the trace minerals from it, the metals from it.
Not for now, no.
Let me tell you one more interesting fact. The trace minerals or trace metals like gold, silver, molybdenum, cadmium, they are also present in your blood. And these are extremely, very crucial trace minerals or trace metals.
I never know that in my body I have gold.
Yeah, you have a lot of gold, especially you, Eliza.
Seriously?
It's a princess.
It's in my body or outside my body?
You need a lot of metals to function properly throughout the day. Like you see the problem in my skin. I need copper. I need copper ions.
And when you need the gold?
Gold is used for overall vitality. And Ricky, that's why I told you, listen carefully. It is used for having a lot of vigor.
We're talking about gold. I thought gold, so football. Gold.
Yeah. And also silver. But you cannot consume gold or silver or any other metal. It is poisonous to you. Do you know there is a regulation?
Abu, yes. I have a point to make over here. Gold is used in medicines.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. And it's consumed in a different form.
Exactly. Because body cannot process metals in its original form. It has to be oxide or it has to be an ion. In the body, it moves around as ions.
Wow. Interesting, Abu.
You are born with gold, silver, and all other trace metals in the body. It comes from your mother.
Oh, that's why they say you're born with a silver in your mouth.
Silver spoon.
A silver spoon. Mine's fork.
Silver is very essential for the nervous system to function. So there is a huge list of metals that are beneficial to our body, but also every single day due to pollution, there is a huge list of metals which are very harmful to the body. And Ricky, if you are drinking your water, there is a regulation that how much metals are allowed to be there in our food. Because some metals, especially it's called heavy elements or heavy metals, like mercury, arsenic, cadmium, lead. These are toxic for our nervous system. So all around the world, there is a regulation on how much it can be present in our food. But if you're wondering, how come it comes in our water and our food? It is all natural. It is already present in the soil. The plant comes from the soil. So a certain amount of metal to be present in your food is completely normal. You don't have to worry about that. And I will take any questions very quickly because we just ran out of time. And
I have a question. So yes. Can you measure the amount of metals that you have in the body? What's good, what's bad? Can you like tell? Say like
yes.
Something?
Yes. The technique is called optical emission spectroscopy, and it's called elemental analysis. So it will tell you all the elements present in your body, and if you're exceeding a certain amounts of allowed limits. So you can be careful about what you're eating, especially
heavy metal, right?
Heavily processed foods, they have a lot of heavy metals.
And I know people actually do chelating, right? When they take it out of their body to try to get it out. There are ways to get it out.
Yes, and certain metals body can absorb it only if it is chelate, like zinc, magnesium. It's called chelate metals. So
I think
it
it's
has
time
to
to
be in a
conclude the.
different form. Yes, Hassan?
Yes, it's time to conclude the speech. It's over time. So
Thank you very much, everyone, for listening in. I hope you learned one or two things about metals. There is a lot to be spoken about this. You can contact me personally.
But the speech is metal. I thought it's mental.
Thank you, Ricky. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abu Bakr Siddiq, for a very wonderful and informative speech. Honestly, we have thoroughly enjoyed this speech, and we have had fun disturbing you all along your speech. Amazing. Thanks a lot. Now, I believe we have to move on. These two equally amazing speakers really gave us some hope to be good speakers like them. I could hardly choose the best speakers of the night, but before we cast our votes, can we hear the timer's report, please?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. The timer's report for the first speaker, Toastmaster Ricky, 5 minutes and 2 seconds. And for our second speaker, Toastmaster Abu Bakr, 19 minutes, 54 seconds. Which means also, as me being the vote counter, Toastmaster Ricky is the only one eligible for voting. I'm going to assume you already have a prepared speaker. Thank you, and back to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster. There you have it. I think we have a winner based on the timing. Congratulations, Toastmaster Ricky. Amazing session, amazing speech session. Now it's time to move on. Do you still remember your graded reputations during school days? Or do you still recall your first job interviews? Well, our next segment just sounds like that, but it isn't. It is an exciting session where we all will learn to think on our feet and answer questions on topics in a limited span of time. It is called the Better Thinking Session, known as the Table Topic Session. To conduct the Table Topic Session, we have a very dear friend of mine and member of Horizon Toastmasters Club. Let us all welcome our Table Topic Master, Toastmaster Uzair Iqbal. Toastmaster Uzair Iqbal, virtual stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Hassan, for the warm introduction. Today, I am handling the table topics, and I am at a very good side. Otherwise, I'm hiding somewhere when table topic session starts. Now I can see and catch everyone. Okay, so based on the time, I will start my session with the Toastmaster Atifa. Is she here? Can you please?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry.
Yeah. So are you ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay.
Do I need to come on video? I was just getting spruced up.
Yes, I think it's better.
It's better, but upon your convenience. But don't worry, I got a very easy question for you.
I'm home, so excuse the casual avatar. Okay.
Okay.
Tell me my
no
topic.
worries. Okay. Your topic is, when was the last time you tried something new? And what? When was the last time you tried something new and what? The stage is yours.
It's been quite some time that I tried something new, and I'm not proud of myself for it. There were times when I did try something new, and I didn't land on my feet. I had trouble learning to cycle. I had trouble with swimming. And now, as my years are advancing, I am having trouble with new things that I intended to try, but am giving second thoughts along the way. Because skydiving is something that really attracted me at one point of time. So did bungee jumping. But now that I haven't tried it so long, I wonder whether I should go ahead and give it a try. I remember visiting Dubai and being quite within close pressings of going for that final skydiving experience. But my timidity got the better of me. So it's been pretty long that I tried something new. And I'm, as I said, not proud about it. So thanks for the topic, because it reminds me that it's high time that I tried something new in my life. And if not till now, from now at least, I will put in the attempt to try something new and have all the learning from it. Thank you, and over to you, Table Topics Master.
Great, great, Toastmaster Atifa, what an attempt it was. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Okay, Toastmaster Colin. Can you please come up?
Yep, I'm here.
Great. Okay.
You are muted, Table Topic Master. We can't hear you, Table Topic Master. We can't hear you because you're muted.
Maybe I just have 2 minutes to talk about random things.
Very sorry. Your topic is, what is that belief you hold which many people disagree? I will repeat. What is that belief which you hold which many people disagree?
Thank you very much for giving me such an easy table topic discussion to get around, to flow with, to be loquacious, to be affluent to this community gathered here. What is a belief that I hold that others necessarily don't? One of the things that I've found through my time is, as my T-shirt says, never stop exploring. I think curiosity is one of those beliefs. A lot of people are very happy to just accept what they have, not strive for success anymore. They feel success comes at a certain ceiling and that's it. They will settle for that. They don't explore anymore. They park their curiosity. However, curiosity is a gift, and curiosity is something that I relish and cultivate. And it is something, never stop exploring, that helps me in my life and helps me strive towards success. This is a belief that I hold. And some people, when I speak about, I'm off exploring here, I'm going to do that, I'm going to read this book, I'm going to start this new course, I'm going to do that, they're like, oh, why do you bother doing that? It sounds like too much work, Colin. But it's not too much work, because I learn, because I take in new things and I become a better person through it. Whereas they seem to be just happy sitting on the sofa watching yet another episode of the soap or the box set that they're following at that time, and not really growing, not challenging themselves. So never stop exploring, never stop being curious is my belief, and that is what I would try to impart on you if you want to be successful in your life. Thank you very much.
Wow, great. May I have Toastmaster Sangeeta on stage?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, I have a question for you. Do you think crying is a sign of weakness or strength? I will repeat. Do you think crying is a sign of weakness or strength, and why?
Ooh, thank you, Table Topic Master. Without a thought, crime is definitely a mark of weakness, according to me, in my opinion. The reason I say is because people who do the crime lack a lot of, they have a lot of self issues. So they have a lot of insecurity within them. And that's why they have to go out to do a crime and make them feel themselves they're very powerful. So if they were given an opportunity to get to see that, you know, they don't have to do the crime to show that they are strong, if there was somebody to reason and show them that they are great with, you know, without committing crime, I'm sure they would see the other side. And definitely crime would be avoided, and you know, something wonderful would be coming out of it, and there would be strength in peace and no crime, no violence. To give you an example, I would say, you know, very recently I saw how people are doing cruelty against animal. So what are you gaining? You are being so stern with the animals. You're inflicting pain in them. Is that your strength? I certainly don't believe that. It just goes on to show that how weak you are, that you are able to attack somebody who is hard, you know, who doesn't have the power to even react. So I leave it to you. You tell me, is it a mark of weakness or strength? Over to you, Table Topic Master.
Wow, 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 superb. Okay, so now we have our guest from Ilos, if I'm pronouncing the name correctly.
Yes. Hello.
Yes. Okay. So I have a question for you. Are you holding on to something that you need to let go of? Are you holding on to something that you need to let go of? What is that? Over to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests. What is something that you holding off right now? Well, literally, I'm holding off to turn on my camera here, to frankly speaking, because it is early morning here and I need to go to sleep. That's why I don't want to use my camera here, and also I'm preparing for this session. And yes, of course, I'm holding back to say something that will hurt people. People that cannot really understand me. The people that doesn't have empathy. The people that always thinking themselves first. Those people will always believe that they are on the right side of the point of view. Are you one of it? Well, if you know me so well, I am frankly speaking, an honest and brutal truth to all of the people that I know. Why? Because I do care to the people. I do love the people that I knew very well. That's why I will directly and not holding back to give them critical feedbacks, even though it is hurting them in the inside. But I do believe that they will become a fluent speaker, a fluent and wisdom leaders, and also a fluent in their family, their life, their works. If you don't believe me, it's okay. That's the truth. And I'm not holding back of it. I'm the messenger of truth. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, what is one thing that you are holding off? Give me some feedback on the Zoom chat so you don't have any more to holding back in this meeting. Back to you, TTM. Hold on me.
Thank you so much, guest. You spoke very well over the topic. Okay. Our next participant will be DTM Samir. You want to try something?
Toastmasters never say no.
Okay, I got a very easy question for you. Is it possible to lie without saying a word? Is it possible to lie without saying a word? If yes, then how?
Thank you, Toastmaster Ozai, for this question. Is it possible to lie without saying a word? We all know that there is a power for the word. And each word means a lot for the people. But yes, we can lie without saying any word. We can lie by faking our feelings, acting as we love someone, but at the real side, you are betraying them. We may act that we have empathy while we don't. Yes, we can lie. And this kind of lies are the most painful lies to the people. The moment that they discover that you are lying with your feelings, nothing can fix that. That's why my advice for everyone, either to your family or to your work colleagues or to anyone that you know, be truthful with your feelings. If you don't like him, don't fake and don't act as if you like him. Just keep the distance. And if you love someone, be truthful by saying it. From 2 years, I lost my father. And he was the only one knows that I cannot express my feelings. And he was the only one understands my feelings without saying it. And he was the only one knows that I can love someone without telling him. After he left and after I lost him, I regret that I didn't tell him, I love you. Fellow Toastmasters, don't lose a moment by just lying on yourself or lying on others, hiding feelings or saying wrong feelings. Be truthful to yourself before others. Back to you.
Thank you so much, GTM Samir Kawal. You have nailed it. Great. I think a very brief session has been over, and I will hand over the lecture back to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Hassan.
Wow, that was one interesting table topic session with insightful questions. Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Uzair Iqbal. I hope that everyone has enjoyed it with all these captivating speakers. At this point, I would like to ask for the timer's report, please.
Thank you, our Toastmaster of the day. We have 5 table topic speakers, starting with Toastmaster Atifa, 1 minute 39 seconds. Toastmaster Colin, 1 minute 47 seconds. Toastmaster Sanjita, 2 minutes 3 seconds. Toastmaster Ilyas, 2 minutes 5 seconds. And Toastmaster DTM Samer, 2 minutes 11 seconds. And as the vote counter, they're all eligible for voting. So please just click on my name or figure out the way to message me privately so that I can collect the voting for the best table topic speaker. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster today.
Thank you, Toastmaster Miznan Berry, for this report. Now you have already heard every speaker is eligible for voting. If you can just post the speaker's name in the chat so that people can directly message you and vote for the best speaker. Thank you. I believe it's time to move on to our next session. Whenever we speak, it is important to know whether we are doing it the right way or otherwise. And who could tell us all about it than the team of highly qualified and eloquent speakers whose role is to observe and listen to all these speakers tonight. Now, we have come to the most important part of our meeting, the better listening session, also known as the evaluation session. The one who is going to lead has already been introduced. He is our past district director, and he's none other than DTM Samir Kamal. DTM Samir Kamal, virtual stage is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hassan, and please don't pin my screen. I don't like to see my face in the big screen. Thank you so much, fellow Toastmasters. We will go directly and start directly our evaluations for one reason, that we are 15 minutes late than the time mentioned in the agenda. That's why let's start with the first evaluator, who always spread love and joy whenever she's attending, wherever she is present. Even you're following her in Facebook, you will feel that the life is beautiful, although that she herself have a lot of challenges. And by her attitude, you learn how to face the life challenges in your personal life. Let's all welcome the lady who always amplify everything, Toastmaster Lada.
Oh, thank you, Samir. What a beautiful introduction. Woo! Gosh, that makes my heart sing and feel really beautiful. Thank you, sweetheart. Yes, hello, my fellow Toast gods and goddesses, especially my beautiful Ricky. Yeah, I'm Spy. Oh, yeah, there you are, Ricky. Ah, hello. Okay. Yes, you're in England, though. Ricky, we all know he's a beautiful speaker. You are a fantastic speaker. You're a champion. Your look is great. You were standing up, which was really beautiful. Your composure, you are without a doubt a fantastic speaker. That we all know. And your speech was extremely simple, which was great. The structure was good. All was good. It was a great speech. It was a really, really great speech. But I'm going to just give you little specific things that for next time that you could improve upon. I love it. You said eagles and chickens don't mix. I thought that was fantastic. I thought that was great. And then that eagles don't get wet and they soar above the storms. I would even use your hands. I needed some more hand gestures from you. Maybe soar above the storms. And then you went into volunteer advocating, and I didn't really get that transition very well for myself. I don't know why. I just didn't get it. Maybe I didn't hear it. And then you said my favorite bird is the eagle. And then you started talking about your organizations, which I thought were great. You named the Fraternal Order of Eagles, the Overseas Filipino Worker, Mighty Eagles. And you talked about both of them. I would honestly just say maybe a sentence of what it was, and then I would give a story. I would give a story what the Fraternal Order of Eagles did for someone, I don't know, whatever it is, or you, or personally something. Give me a story, because yeah, the sentence goes in one ear, out the other, but give me concrete, something I can eat, something I can munch on. Give me a story and I can remember. Same thing with the Filipino workers. I know there's 20,000 stories there, how you guys helped. I know that. And I want to hear those stories. That's exactly what I want to hear. Like you said, we conducted the dinner and at the school, I wanted to hear what happened. I want to hear who had benefited. I wanted to kind of see, I want you to get my heart. And you told me, but your heart, you'll get my heart by giving me stories. And then you said, we're all eagles. You talked about eagle characteristics. I thought that was great as well. Awesome. But you were a little stiff again. Ricky, say we're all mighty eagles, and everybody, together say, everybody soar. And everyone say, everyone soar. Everyone spread your eagles. Then you said, take my hand. And then I would say, Kira, take my hand. Everyone reach out your hand. Take my hand. And then off we go to soar. And you go soaring off. And you come back on with your costume. How does that sound? This is something that I would do to make it. You were a little stiff, a little bit. I would loosen up a little bit. And I probably wouldn't even I know you're wearing black, I guess to make it more stand out against the background. And your t-shirt. Okay. I don't know. I wanted a little color. For some reason, I wanted a little color. I'm not sure. Maybe more feathers, maybe some eagle feathers. I don't know, but make it a little bit more exciting. Overall, Ricky, it was a great speech. You know that. We all, we learn from you every single time you do it, except you can add a little bit more a little bit more fun, a little bit more punch. And yeah, and stories. I need those stories to really, to get it, to really feel it. Anyway, great job. Mwah. Back to you, our beautiful Samir.
Thank you so much for this really wonderful evaluation for Toastmaster Ricky's speech. Now let's move forward with our second evaluator. The second evaluator is your president in Horizon Toastmasters Club. And I cannot count how many clubs he is member in. Although that he keeps criticizing Toastmasters, but he keeps joining other Toastmasters clubs. I need him to solve this equation for me. Let's all welcome distinguished Toastmaster Fatah with his friend, Siko Siko.
All right, go guys, go. All right. All right, thank you so much. And the problem is solved. I love Toastmasters. I criticize the judges' anonymity. That's all. Okay, let's be specific. Now, ladies and gentlemen, where is my friend? Siddiq, where are you? I would like to see you. Where are you? Where are you? Abu Bakr, come on, open your camera. I would like to talk to you. All right? Okay. Now, first of all, Abu Bakr, I would like to make an apology because as an evaluator, I failed to say to the audience, hey guys, you can only interrupt once. And there's a chatter, you can chat only once. There's an interrupter only once. And there is obviously an arguer or whatever. However, in spite of the unlimited interruption because of what I missed to say, my goodness, you handled it so well. Now, I'm not going to talk about your speech where you took us from Burj Khalifa to the Stone Age to the Bronze Age to the Copper. No, I'm going to focus on how you handled the situation, how you managed to diffuse the challenges by the audience. In my opinion, you have actually succeeded. And if you ask me to label you in this situation, I'll say you are very composed, calm, smiling, respectful, and humorous at times. Wow. Honestly, you did a great job. And what I'd like also the confidence, because in spite of the questions, which are some of them are quite technical, you managed to answer them correctly. You know what that means? That means you have researched your subject correctly. And that is another, obviously, purpose of your project. Sincerely speaking, I loved it. Now, what also impressed me is you're so focused. You know, in spite of the various interruptions, you didn't lose focus. You actually resumed from where you stopped. It's not like, what did I say? No, you resumed. That was really, really great focus. What I also love is that you appreciated the audience and you said to them, okay, can you please contribute? So that's also a sign of respect. Now, the only thing which I will maybe say, just be careful of, just watch the timing. You should have looked at the time and should have left like 3 or 4 minutes to the question. And I would have been a little bit firm with the audience. I say, audience, thank you so much. But can you please just help me by waiting a little bit and I'll give you some time to answer your questions later. Okay, the bit of firm is a bit important there. And as I said, the time management. Now, as far as this speech, as Lada said, maybe a little personal story would have helped, a little vocal variety would have helped. Doesn't matter, even if it's a project. Those things are part of the performance. All in all, great speech. You succeeded 100%. You achieved the purpose of the thing. Just watch for the time and be a little bit firm with the audience. You know what I mean? And once more, my apologies for not telling them what to do. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Fatah. Indeed, the evaluator of this specific project should be very alerted and paying attention of saying the limitations or the rules of disturbing. So it's limited. It's not like a social club here that we keep interrupting and disturbing the speaker to make him be disqualified, to be voted for. Okay, for our third evaluator who will evaluate the table topic session, my prepared introduction was that he is a champion speaker. He is a past president of the club. But looking at the chat box, I can say that he is one of the best negotiators. Negotiating about his time frame, that how many minutes he will take to evaluate the table topics, speakers, and the table topics master. Let's all welcome distinguished Toastmaster Ardi.
Thank you, DTM Summer. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. First off, I would like to congratulate the table topic master for bringing us very good questions tonight. However, I'd like to comment on a few things for you to at least improve on taking this function next time. Toastmaster Uzair, since we are talking about communication in general in Toastmasters, it is very important to please make the questions with full clarity. Hassan, I'm talking without the video because my internet connection is unstable. I'd like to continue. Toastmasters is about communication, and when we don't speak clearly and slowly, the essence of communication and the message that you'd like to convey to your audience is lost. So I would like to suggest that the table topic master next time speak slowly and with clarity. And if the question is not clear, because I noted down that there's one question which was not heard clearly by the speaker and it was answered in a different way. Another thing that I'd like to recommend is at least explain what is table topics all about. What are the things that we need to improve in table topics? There are 4 things, 4 communication skills that we improve in table topics. That is listening, thinking, organizing, and delivering. And it's very important for us to listen. That's why in table topics, we don't necessarily use visuals. Now, let me go to the speakers of tonight's table topics. First off, Atifa, when was the last time you noticed you tried something new? And you answered that it was quite some time that you tried something new and you're not so proud about it, but you tried anyway. And this goes to the saying that there's really no time is your enemy, but there's really no harm in trying. So you've given a point in sharing your experience about bungee jumping and what it was a personal experience. And thank you for sharing your story, Atifa. Colin, what is that one belief that you are holding that people disagree with you? And you said you don't agree with people who are just in their comfort zones. You believe that one should never stop exploring, and life is a continuous adventure. Curiosity is a gift. It's a key to success, getting out of your comfort zone. Thank you, Colin. Next is Sangeeta. Sangeeta is a very eloquent speaker. That affluence of experience that she has, she shared it. However, she wasn't able to hear the question carefully. Instead of crying is a sign of weakness or strength, she heard the word crying. Therefore, her answer was out of context. Nevertheless, I'd like to congratulate Sangeeta for answering and sharing her personal story. Elias, still, I was asking the table topic master to share the topic, what the topic was all about, and he just said, okay. And all that I got from the message of the table topic master was, what was it that you're holding off? I didn't get it clearly. And Elias was very clear in saying a story when he said that he dislikes people who are so self-centered because he's a humble person and he would like to promote humility in all aspects of his life. Thank you, Elias. And last but not the least is, of course, DTM Summer. And the question was, is it okay to lie? And is it okay to lie without a word? And how do you do it? DTM Summer is the seasoned speaker, and he shared a personal story about his dad. Yes, we can all lie in our own way, unique ways, but the guilt that we carry all throughout that life, it will haunt us. So we may run away with those lies, but deep inside us, we're not happy. Thank you, DTM Summer, for sharing that wonderful story. Overall, fellow Toastmasters, let us not forget, though I go over time, and I will say this again, in Toastmasters, we just do not invest money, we invest time in learning. So fellow Toastmasters, I would like to suggest and recommend to take our roles with seriousness, take our roles with all our hearts, because no roles are small. All roles are important. And like what I said earlier, in Toastmasters, it's about communication. And when there's no clear message on what you'd like to communicate, then there's a failure of communication. With that, I'd like to bring back the control to the general evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ardi, for giving this evaluation for the table topics, speakers and master. Now, fellow Toastmasters and guests, we will move forward to our second sub-session or sub-segment in our evaluation session, which is the meeting leaders reports. And I'm amazed that in my team, there are 2 engineers and 1 dentist to help us in this meeting to produce it or to have it in a good quality. Let's all start with the first engineer, an electrical engineer who is always timing every single speaker. And our Zoom master didn't leave a chance for her and always started pinning the timer with the speaker alongside the speakers. Let's all welcome our timer, Toastmaster Miznan Behri.
Thank you, DTM Samer. Fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, good evening once again. I will be giving the full timers report, which will also include the voting qualifications for our evaluators. So just to confirm, DTM Samer, shall I say all of the time report all over?
Based on my experience in my clubs, yes.
Noted, no problem. Our first speaker for the prepared speeches segment, Toastmaster Ricky, 5 minutes, 2 seconds. And the second speaker, Toastmaster Abu Bakr, 19 minutes, 54 seconds. That concludes the prepared speeches segment. Then comes the table topic speech segment, starting with Toastmaster Atifa, 1 minute, 39 seconds. Then Toastmaster Colin, 1 minute, 47 seconds. And Toastmaster Sanjita, 2 minutes and 3 seconds. Then Toastmaster Elias, 2 minutes, 5 seconds. And finally, DTM Samer, 2 minutes, 11 seconds. That concludes the table topics segment. And then for the evaluators, Toastmaster Lara, 3 minutes, 12 seconds. Toastmaster Abdul Fattah, 3 minutes, 18 seconds. And table topics evaluator, Toastmaster Ardi, 5 minutes, 23 seconds. And as the vote counter, I'd like to announce we have 2 evaluators eligible for voting, Toastmaster Lada and Toastmaster Abdul Fattah. Please send me the voting for either of them. And with that, I conclude my timers report. Thank you, and back to you, our general evaluator.
Thank you, Madam Timer, Toastmaster Miznan. Now let's move forward with our counter. Our counter is a dentist and a successful dentist also. I need her now. Let's all welcome Dr. Ala Hamidin.
Yes. So for the R counters, we have for the speaker Toastmaster Ricky. He had 5 arms. For Abu Bakr, 13 arms. For table topics, we had the first one, Atifa, with 7 arms. Colin with 1 arm and 1 R. Sanjita, 10 arms. Elos, 4 arms, and Samer, 0 arms. Good job. Thank you.
This is the only 0 that I like. Okay, let's move forward with our grammarian. Our grammarian, please make your report within a minute because of the time limits that we have. Let's all welcome another engineer in the team, Toastmaster Omer Maksoud.
Thank you, DTM Samer. So the list of words which Toastmasters used. So I will go one by one. Hassan said jubilant, insightful, captivating. Ricky said bird of the same feather flock together. I have heard it after a so long time. Eliza said mingle. Sorry, Ricky said mingle. Eliza is ready to mingle. Ricky said wondrous. Abdul Fattah, best defense is attack. I liked it. Diffusing the challenges. Atifa said land on my feet and timidity. Colin said cultivate relish. Sangeeta inflicting. Elios brutal. Samir betraying empathy. Keep the distance. Lada makes my heart sink all the time. So word of the day was used. I at least heard only once from Colin. I am not sure if anybody else used it. So that makes me sad. So that's all from my side. Yes.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Umair. Don't be sad. This is a lesson learned that we may need to remind the members through the chat box about the word of the day, or maybe to post it as a background so everyone will remember the word of the day throughout the meeting. Now, the third segment, which is my evaluation or feedback about the meeting, I will drop it because of the time limits that we have and we are so late. And I will I will send my report to the Toastmaster of the day in private message so he can take it forward with the XCOM and discuss it. And now let me thank all the evaluators and meeting leaders for their amazing performance, and thank Toastmaster Hassan for inviting me today to be a general evaluator of Horizon Toastmasters Club meeting. And I enjoyed a lot your meeting. It was wonderful. A lot of positive vibes and a lot of experienced members and new members, a mix that makes us all learn together and grow together. Let's all be active in Horizon Toastmasters Club and learn together. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, DTM Samir Kamal, for that very educational evaluation session. I hope it was a learning session for all and must have enriched everyone with the ideas of self-improvement. And thanks a lot for taking out time to join our meeting tonight. Fellow Toastmasters and dear friends, we have come to the end of our meeting for tonight. It has been such an amazing experience being your Toastmaster of the evening. I have enjoyed every moment of it. A big thanks to all of you for participating actively in every session. Let's continue to have fun wherever we are. This way we can make our lives more interesting, our learning more productive. I would like to end on this note that success is a choice and there are two rules for success. The first one, don't tell all you know. Back to you, DTM Fatah.
Thank you so much for wonderfully conducting this meeting to take it to the shores of safety as far as time is concerned, with the help, of course, of DTM Samir Kamal, who didn't want to actually drag it on. Thank you so much. It's been a great meeting. And I will ask for quickly for the, otherwise you said you forgot, the vote counter to give us the results, right? So vote counter, please give us the results of the best speaker, evaluator, and table topic speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, presiding officer. So before I give all of the winners' names, is there voting for the big three winner?
Sorry?
Big three winner voting. The Toastmaster, the table topic master, or the general evaluator?
No, we haven't practiced it, but it's a good idea. I've seen it in some other clubs, and I think maybe the XCOM will discuss it and we'll introduce it next time. Great suggestion.
All right, so we can have the vote casted for the big three winner, but in the meantime, I'll say our winners for the three segments. Shall I proceed?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
All right. So hold your applause for the best prepared speaker, Toastmaster Ricky. Is there a picture taking? I don't know if he's there. We can pin him with you, presiding officer.
Sorry?
Taking pictures together with the winner. Yes,
I think we will share with the three winners and we will discuss that in the XCOM because it's not part of a practice. A good idea. I don't take decisions for myself.
All right. Okay.
Thank you.
So you're welcome. So yeah, it's also a bit hectic doing the spotlight and this at the same time. So hold your applause for the second and best table topic speaker of tonight, DTM Samer. This time I'm gonna spotlight you, DTM Samer, along with the presiding officer. Okay. All right. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Removing spotlights once again. And moving to the third winner. Actually, I'll just put myself back. Our best evaluator of the night, hold your applause. And the best evaluator is DTM Abdel Fattah, presiding officer. I'm gonna take a screenshot here. 3, 2, 1.
Thank you.
All right. With that, feel free to cast your vote for the big three winner, but that's also up to the presiding officer to make this decision. I will still make note of the votes. Thank you, and back to you.
Thank you so much, and your contribution has been valuable. And XCOM, we're going to meet next time and we decide to introduce the best 3 role players as well as taking pictures with the winners. So having said that, thank you so much for that contribution. In order to conclude, I would like to conclude only with one thing, okay? And that is by sharing my screen once more. And I would like to remind our members, today is the 28th, and before midnight, come on, go to the treasurer, okay, and give her that $45. And treasurer, please don't go to bed before you submit that to TMI. So guys, let us really go ahead and renew our membership tonight, okay? It's only $45. So thank you so much, and I appreciate that. And if I have a couple of minutes very quickly, I would like to ask our guests, starting with Atifa, to give us his opinion, then move on to Collins, and move on to Ms. Nan. Okay, so Atifa, quickly, in 30 seconds, your opinion.
I'm a member of Gurgaon Toastmasters Club. So lovely visiting here and learned a lot. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Colin. You are a regular guest, but still value your opinion. 30 seconds.
Yeah, another great night, which you have definitely reaffirmed my decision to pay $45 and join properly. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
cool.
you. All right. Thank you. Give him a good hand of applause, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. Much appreciated. And let me go on to Toastmaster Ms. Nan Behri. Thank you.
Thank you, DTM Abdel Fattah. It was very well, like I'm used to having on stage. So this was well done for something virtual, and I love the energy of everyone. So it's an honor to serving as 2 roles. Thank you so much, and looking forward for our next meeting, inshallah.
Thank you so much, and it's been an honor having you here, and thank you for your contribution, which we'll definitely discuss in our XCOM meeting. Do we have any other guests, Hassan? I think these are all members, the rest, right?
We have Elias.
Oh, yes. Go ahead. Yes. Where is that?
Oh, me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Hello, everybody. It's good to see you here, even though you doesn't see me. So yeah, it's a very great meeting with a great prepared speech. I love how Ricky performed his speech, and also great table topic question. And yes, maybe the table topic question can be put on the Zoom chat. So even though we misheard it, we can still remember what we are thinking, and we are still thinking it during our speech. So yes, and also for the table topic evaluator is also good. The timing also, and the timer should not use it on the what it is speaker view, because it is disturbing the speaker. And yeah, I think that's all from me. Back to you, President.
Thank you so much. And I'm sure the timer, as a vote counter and timer, did a great job, apart from that little glitch. Thank you so much. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a great meeting. Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. You did a great job. Once more, as an evaluator, Dr. Toastmaster Abu Siddiq, my apologies. I should have really told them to shush, okay, and only not to interrupt too much, but there you are. But for me, you're a champion. You did a great job. You succeeded 100%. With that, from me and my friend, we hereby close the meeting. Bang! Meeting adjourned. Thank you. Okay, you can socialize now and do what you like.
Thank you, DPM Samir and Toastmaster Miznan. I mean, Toastmaster Miznan, you were amazing today. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Miznan. Rickiness, do you want me to fill out the evaluation? Yes?
Yes,